Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Raison. My friends call me Chuck. Today I'm speaking to you as the Director of Research on Spiritual Health for Emory Healthcare in Atlanta, Georgia. When I was in med school, I used to marvel during my surgery rotation at how the surgeons would wash their hands. They had these brushes, and they would go and they would go and they would go and never let up. And they do this for quite a while. I thought, wow, that's just not how I wash my hands. And I never thought it would be so relevant. But of course, now in the age of COVID-19, appropriately washing your hands has become really a very urgent public health matter. And we're told that we really should be washing our hands for at least 20 seconds. Well, it turns out 20 seconds is a long time to wash your hands. So what is a person to do? I want to suggest to you something that a colleague of mine suggested to me that I have found to be not only helpful for washing my hands, but helpful for dealing in a small way, but in a repeated way with the stress of this current pandemic. So, as I've said in prior of these recordings, this is a marathon. Now, we don't know how long the marathon is going to be, but we want to make it to the end and be resilient and not broken down by this stress. So, what are some of the secrets for doing that? Well, one of the secrets we've talked about previously is the need to be able to step away from the stress every once in a while and let your body recover. Much as a weightlifter lifts weights and the muscles break down, to build up strength, you have to quit lifting the weights. You have to rest for a while. And the same thing actually turns out to be true for our stress systems. So I have discovered, or I have been told about, I should say, actually, what I think is a very cool way of combining the important public health benefits and personal health benefits of washing your hands for a longer period of time with an opportunity to take a sort of meditative break and recalibrate one's thinking and feeling just in a small way. So I owe this idea to the Reverend Dr. Sharon Martin Mumby, who's in the UK, and who told me of a practice she was doing, which is this, that when you wash your hands, say the Lord's Prayer. And it takes about 20 seconds to say the Lord's Prayer. And if you do that, you don't need a stopwatch. By the time you're done, you will have washed your hands for the appropriate length of time. Now, I started doing this just as a way not to have to pull out a stopwatch. But it's interesting, as time has passed, I have found it to be increasingly useful as a way to just slow everything down for a minute and recenter myself. Now, I think this is especially striking because I am not a particularly religious person. I'm not inclined that way so much. I certainly am not, a doctrinaire. So it's not that the Lord's Prayer in particular resonates with my current religious beliefs, but it's the power of stopping and turning one's mind towards a higher transcendent reality, however we conceive of it, for a couple of minutes or not even a couple of minutes, just less than 30 seconds, that really, I think, has potential to help us. It's a mini meditation. And there would be certainly Buddhist versions of this, Islamic versions, Native American versions, Jewish versions. The goal, of course, is to find something that is a brief spiritual practice that you can say out loud that lasts for approximately half a minute. So I want to challenge you or invite you to think about in your own life something that might have some resonance for you, maybe even more than the Lord's Prayer has for me, but that you can use when you wash your hands. Then every time you wash your hands, you have a moment of calming, a moment of centering, a moment of taking your mind off the immediate challenges and problems that we are all facing during this difficult time. So I'm Dr. Charles Raison. Thank you. Please keep us in your thoughts and prayers, and we will do the same for you.